All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Reginald, and I have directed over $3 million worth of independent video projects. And in this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to find locations for your video projects. So if you're doing a rap video, a short film, a commercial, it don't matter what you're doing. I'm going to tell you guys how people find these locations in real life. So first, we're going to go in order. The number one spot you want to be sourcing your locations at is a website called Peerspace. Now, we're going to hop on peerspace.com. As you can see, it's a website. This is basically just like Airbnb, but for film locations. So I live in Atlanta. So it says location. We're going to go ahead and we're going to type in Atlanta. What are we doing? I'm going to go ahead and put in a video shoot. What city? We're going to shoot in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so if I do a quick search right here, it pulled up 1,300 locations for rent around Atlanta, and stuff can be pretty cheap. If you want to get a little bit more location, you can go over here to the map and you can zoom out a little bit, and it's gonna pull up even more locations. So I zoomed out just a tiny bit, and we're already up to 1,800 locations. Let's look at some spots. I have actually filmed. So at this the first 4 locations that popped up, I've shot videos at every single one of these locations. And as you can see, it's pretty cheap. Warehouse for about $100 an hour. This box for like $90 an hour. You can rent this entire school for $90 an hour. This white studio, which I hated shooting here. I hated this white studio. I thought they sucked. And then here, let's pull up a mansion just so you can see. So on this website, they show you the picture, they show you the prices. You can go ahead and see if it's available by just clicking on the little calendar down here. And as you can see, you get this warehouse for like $100 an hour, which for me, that's super cheap. Only $100 an hour. You can do like a short film in here. You can do a rap video in here. That's a cool price. This really cool reflecting looking box thing right here for $90 an hour. Here's an entire abandoned school. This place is pretty big. I forgot what the exact square footage is on this. Okay, it's 31,000 square feet, which, I've been in some like 40,000 square foot mansions, and they were probably smaller than this school. This school is humongous, so it's easily way bigger than 30,000 square feet. It's a school. And then this studio sucked. And as you can see, they got different like time minimums. This is a 1 hour time minimum. But yeah, you can run in these places, shoot for cheap. A lot of people think rent a location is super expensive, but it's not. It is actually very affordable. Number 2, Gigster. Gigster is basically like the same thing as Peerspace. It's just a different company. And in Gigster, normally it has a lot of the same companies. So if we go over to Gigster, we can do the same thing, put in your city, put in what you're about to do, and it's gonna pull up all the locations. Let's see what we got. Bam. Gigster has 1,600 locations. I'll say maybe like 70 to like 80% of the locations are the same between the two websites. But some of them are completely different. I find that Peerspace has more creative spaces you can rent out, and then I find on Gigster they have more expensive places. They'll have more mansions. I've seen like Young Thug's house on Gigster before, and a bunch of other mansions. They got mansions on Gigster that rent for like $5,000 to $10,000 an hour. And then also with both websites having like the same property, sometimes you'll find the same property on both websites, but for different prices. So if you on Peerspace, you find a property for like $300 an hour, which I have done before, and then I go over to Gigster, I find the exact same property for like $200 an hour. So like $100 an hour price difference, which makes a big impact if you're gonna be renting a location for like 8 hours. Okay, number 3, Airbnb. They got a lot of nice properties on Airbnb. You can, rent a property on Airbnb, run inside with a whole bunch of equipment and crew and stuff and try to shoot and just hope nobody say nothing, which I have done a lot of times. Actually, there was one time I did a video shoot where we rented an Airbnb for a shoot, and we thought we had the entire house, and halfway through production, I got the artist is tied to a chair. And basically, we got him like duct taped to this chair, and his mouth is covered. And we're filming a scene with him, and there's like a stripper on top of him. And the owner of the house walks in in the middle of while we're shooting, the owner and his wife, they just walk in, look in the living room, see us with a rapper tied up in a chair with a stripper on top of him and his mouth taped shut. And they don't even say anything. They just walk in the house and they look over at us and they pause for a second and then they just keep on walking. They don't walk upstairs. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so, like the cringe, the awkwardness was so high. The tension was so high. But we just kept on shooting like nothing happened. And like a whole hour went by, they didn't say nothing. They came down after an hour, and they were like, yeah. Well, it was like a married couple. The husband came down. He was like, do I even want to know what's going on down here? It probably looked like we were shooting like a porno or something. But yeah, he came downstairs. I was like, oh no, we're doing a music video. We thought the house was an entire house rental. We had like candles all spread around and stuff. We moved the furniture and stuff. So yeah, if you're gonna rent on Airbnb, step number one, make sure you rent the entire property. And then a lot of properties have cameras on the outside, so maybe not let them see you carrying a bunch of camera equipment. That's the uncivilized way on running a shoot through Airbnb. What you can do, on the other hand, is you can inbox the owner and say, hey, I want to do a music video here, or I want to do a video project. A lot of people, they just charge a separate rate for video projects. I know in Atlanta, let me go ahead and pull up Atlanta. In Atlanta, there's this treehouse location. This treehouse location was $400 a night if you wanted to just rent it. And if you look at their description says that they do photo shoots and they do video shoots, but you have to message them and they have a different price, which they charge about $300 an hour. At least this is what they told me a long time ago. They're like, yeah, we charge $300 an hour if you want to shoot at our treehouse. I was like, ooh, I told them straight up. I was like, yo, $300 an hour is pretty steep. That's a little bit high for me. And they've had people like Love and Hip Hop shoot there. And when I told them $300 an hour was high for their treehouse, they're like, oh, nobody's ever complained about the price before. I was like, yeah, you fooled me. But at that time, I was kind of new to music videos, so I wasn't prepared to pay $300 an hour. But luckily, my drug dealing rapper client was prepared to pay $300 an hour to shoot here. Okay, enough of that. Okay, so first two locations: Peerspace, Gigster, Airbnb. Next, Google Maps. You can pretty much shoot anywhere that you want to shoot. If you find a place, let's just for example say we want to shoot at a skating ring. So let's pull up Cascade. Yeah, Cascade. Cascade Notorious Family Skating Ring. Now on their website, they're probably not gonna have like how much they charge for video shoots. But what you can do, you can pull out your phone and just call the location and say, hey, I want to do a video shoot. How much do you guys charge? What are your rates? And they'll get you in contact. Normally the person that picks up the phone, they may not know this stuff, so they'll just be like, hey, let me go talk to the manager. Let me get the person that's in charge of doing this kind of stuff. And they'll get back to you if they don't know the number off the top of their head. And that's just one way you can get anywhere. I've called up restaurants, bars, gardens, castles, the golf club. Just call up anywhere and ask how much they charge for filming. Or if you a gangster, you can just go out there and just shoot and hope nobody say nothing. Yeah, if you're doing more run and gun. Okay, now the fifth option, and probably what most professionals will be doing, is you will have a location guy. Now, in the music video space, most location people are the casting directors. The casting directors, they normally got access to the models. They might one casting director might know like 300 or 400 or 500 models in one city, and they also are gonna know a lot of the car people. So if you need a model, you need a horse, you need a zebra, you need 10 Rolls Royces and 5 Lamborghinis, and you need a mansion and a private jet. The location guy, in this case casting director, is supposed to have access to all that stuff. So here's a Instagram page of my friend Johnny. He's a casting director. If I want to get a private jet, he knows people with private jets. He can get me a private jet. If I want to get a mansion, he can give me a mansion. If I want to do a shoot in the ghetto, in the hood, in the bluff, in the projects. Yo, that's his job. He's gonna find me the hookup where I can go in the projects and do a video shoot safely. So yeah, those are the 5 ways. So yeah, hopefully this helps out. Yeah, if you guys want to know anything else, just let me know. I've been on video long enough. I need to go to the gym and get in my marathon training, trying to complete an Ironman distance triathlon next year. So I'm off to the gym. Adios.